One of only 3 Grade 1 staying steeplechases in the British racing calendar, and the first of them as well. It is the 2010 running of the Betfair steeplechase. The Gold Cup winner returns, and the pretenders are on his coattails trying to take him down. Will it be Twiston Davis again? Will Nichols continue his dominance of the afternoon? Or will another galloping grey earn himself a place amongst the great staying chasers? We'll find out for the Betfair Chase in the company of Stuart Machin.
They're off. Jumping away for the 2010 running of the Betfair Chase, and a touch between Akara is the first to stride into the lead from Chief Jan George. The Gold Cup winner Imperial Commander tracking the leading pair around the first bend. Charlie Hall winner, the grey Nakara wide of Planet of Sound, and then Tidal Bay shadowing What a Friend as they go down to the line of 5 fences in the back straight first time. 18 to jump in total, and a touch between Akara and Aidan Coleman, giving a lead to Chief Dan George, who races keenly. Then Imperial Commander, they rise. Chief Dan George running down the fence slightly. Good jump out wide from Nakara. The other 3 in behind. What a Friend, Tidal Bay on the far side, and Planet of Sound under heavy restraint from Richard Johnson. At the second, a touch between Akara. Chief Dan George just backing off it a little, was out-jumped by both Nakara and Imperial Commander. As a touch between Akara leads them to the middle fence in the back straight first time. Pricks his ears, jumps soundly. Good jump from Nakara, matched by Imperial Commander in third. Again, Chief Dan George, the least fluent among the pace setters. Planet of Sound, What a Friend, and Tidal Bay in behind. Another plain fence, another sound and accurate leap by the leader. Good jumps as well coming from both Nakara and Imperial Commander. And now the first of the ditches. Completes the jumping in the back straight. A touch between Akara, jumping boldly. The others handled it well. Good leap in rear from What a Friend. They go into the next turn. So a touch between Akara leading Nakara. Imperial Commander close up on the inside. And then Chief Jan George from Planet of Sound. What a Friend, given a weighted ride by Sam Thomas. Just got Tidal Bay under Brian Hughes behind as they complete the first mile of the race, turning in to face the 6th. A touch between Akara from Nakara the grey, away to the left, and then Imperial Commander parked between horses. Chief Dan George is next from Planet of Sound, What a Friend, and Tidal Bay. All jumping soundly enough there. Now on towards another ditch. A touch between Akara from Nakara. The hands today of Paul Maloney, Sam Thomas on board when he won the Charlie Hall, but Thomas teaming up with What a Friend today. Good jump from Nakara. Tidal Bay a bit slower than the others in last place. He's 3 lengths adrift. Moving on towards the 8th. So a touch between Akara. Was on the floor early at Bangor last time, but he's attacked his fences today, stood off that, reached for it. Good jump from Nakara. Mistake from Tidal Bay, who's rather blundered his way over the last couple of fences, and he's a little off the others now as they come to the fence, which in a circuit's time will be the last in the Betfair Chase. A touch between Akara from Imperial Commander Nakara. Then Planet of Sound, Chief Dan George bustled along. What a Friend still ridden patiently, and a few encouragements and pats down the neck for Tidal Bay at the tail of the field, a little adrift. Halfway, though, in the Betfair Chase. No serious alarm so far, and a touch between Akara still leads the field. They swing the paddock turn. Couple lengths up. A touch between Akara on Imperial Commander, shadowed by Nakara. As they move on towards the 10th. Planet of Sound is next. So a touch between Akara, who's made all so far. Still has an advantage of a little over 2 lengths from Imperial Commander, who's travelled comfortably so far. Nakara keeping him company. Planet of Sound in 4th. Then What a Friend has still bustled along Chief Dan George. Tidal Bay remains in rear. Imperial Commander and Nakara jumping alongside, a touch between Akara. Planet of Sound and What a Friend right in behind them. Chief Dan George still being ridden by Paddy Aspel. Tidal Bay remains last. On to the 11th. Nakara and Imperial Commander now rather putting it up to each other. What a Friend wasn't very high, but he disputes third with a touch between Akara, then Planet of Sand. The other 2 a little adrift as they take the middle fence in the back. Imperial Commander forging on with Nakara. 4 lengths up on a touch between Akara, then What a Friend, Planet of Sound. Chief Dan George, and finally Tidal Bay. Going to 6 out in the Betfair Chase, and the Gold Cup hero Imperial Commander is just in front from Nakara. Then What a Friend jumping up on the outside of a touch between Akara. Planet of Sound splitting that pair. And with ears pricked, Imperial Commander goes to the penultimate ditch. 5 from Hope, sees a stride, jumps well. Nakara a little ragged over it. Planet of Sound just third ahead of What a Friend, a touch between Akara now, beginning to toil, and Brennan steals a peek in behind aboard Imperial Commander. He sees that Nakara is chasing, with Planet of Sound and What a Friend closing in. A run towards the final 5 furlongs of the race. 4 more left to jump. Imperial Commander then in front from Nakara. What a Friend is the latest to be ridden along. A nudge along as well for Planet of Sound, and it's Imperial Commander who leads the Grey Ghost. Nakara down towards the 4th last, and Brennan just lets out an inch of rain on Imperial Commander, and he turns the screw a little tighter, jumps on by 4 or 5 lengths from Nakara. Planet of Sound, no response from What a Friend, and again Brennan has a look in behind, and Imperial Commander is bounding clear down towards the 3rd last from Nakara. Imperial Commander at the last ditch sails out over it. Nakara is still chasing gamely. He's managed to bridge the deficit to 3 lengths once more. Brennan looks behind again. He sees that Maloney's working hard on Nakara. Planet of Sound is back in 3rd. Imperial Commander at the 2nd last came up well, 4 lengths ahead. Nakara chasing. Tidal Bay has consented to run on late into the piece, goes up to dispute 3rd with Planet of Sound, but Imperial Commander opens up again on the long run down towards the final fence. He's 6 lengths clear. Imperial Commander safely over the last with a prodigious leap. Tidal Bay is staying on stoutly up the run-in, closing the gap as the line looms. Imperial Commander driven out to make sure from Tidal Bay, but the Gold Cup hero is back. Imperial Commander, imperious, wins the Betfair Chase from the running on Tidal Bay. Planet of Sound is 3rd, then Nakara, and What a Friend.
The Gold Cup hero returns with victory. Imperial Commander has taken the Grade 1 Betfair steeplechase, and he looked to have the matter in hand from a long way out, for all that the talented but mind of his own Tidal Bay closed the deficit right down at the line. Nakara tried gamely but in vain to give chase to Imperial Commander through the last mile of the race. What a Friend was beaten off fairly early, but Imperial Commander comes to Lancashire and takes their biggest steeplechase. And all systems go for a race he's yet to win, the King George VI Chase at Kempton next. Jump boldly, travel fluently, had the race won before we picked them up. This not the most significant part of what is now his race, the Betfair Chase.
He did every single thing right in that race, apart from sustain his momentum from between the last 2 and maintain a really clear advantage. Now that could be